of the program, which we're talking about the value of this festive season that we're into. We're talking with Mr. Darnell Charles, a representative of the San Rafael Parang Association. What does Christmas mean to you and to us? And we'll listen to some music as well. We're also talking with Janisa Nisasela. When Christmas, the WESN Christmas edition, we will talk with these people on that issue. We're talking also on this edition of the program, however, we begin with a discussion with Mr. Dinesh Rambali. He's the Member of Parliament for Shogunas West. He's featured in the newspapers yesterday with somebody else arguing about what is the real figure for murders in the country. Where is it? Is it 655? Is it 685, 695? Some people are saying that the authorities are stifling the numbers, but to what extent? We'll get to that on the other side. That and more in this edition of the program. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
From A to Z, find it all easily. Everyone comes from far and near to the Specialist Highway.
Get all you need for your interior or exterior projects, from finishing accessories to small or large tools. We're known for a range of doors, flooring, moldings, medallions, even fountain pumps and tanks. Check us out. We have what you need to get that job done.
Your list from A to Z, find it all easily. Everyone comes from far and near to the Specialist Highway.
Oceans Industrial Complex, Union Road, Marbella.
Your Christmas is safe with us at BCU. Police Credit Union. Police Credit Union. Your Christmas is safe with us at BCU. Police Credit Union. Police Credit Union.
Get an easy zero-interest Christmas loan at Police Credit Union today. Borrow up to $25,000 with affordable monthly payments. New members, you get up to $10,000. No interest, no installments until January. Apply online at www.policecreditunion.com. Loan subject to credit approval.
Wholesale nights, tiles and bars, making your home a work of art.
Step into a spacious place of creative ideas for your home space. Our floor and wall tiles and natural stone is ideal for any use you need in your home. Toilet, bathroom sets and vanities lend design to your creativity, while jacuzzis and shower enclosures create the mood for dwelling on life's pleasures. Lamps and lighting fixtures add ambience and memorable pictures.
Wholesale nights, tiles and bars, making your home a work of art.
Oceans Industrial Complex, Union Road, Marabella.
It's the season to be jolly. That brings a smile. That lasts a lifetime from Simon's Musical Supplies. We have drums of all kinds. Quattro, mara, guitar, trumpet, clarinets, and flutes. At Simon's, we have it all for you. A violin, a mandolin, steel pan, a piano, or simply a music stand. Music books and everything for a band. Simon's Musical Supplies.
Come visit our new location, 24th Street, Port of Spain, or call 625-6412.
Music and trees, all come through.
Better Value Limited has been making gift-giving easier and more affordable for over 26 years. Power tools, indoor, outdoor furniture and accessories, mini appliances, designer fragrances, houseware and home decor products, and all your bridal registry items. Now in stock, our stylish loft bed and study desk combo unit for just $16.50. Better Value Limited. Call 235-3709 or visit us at Princestown or Gulview, or check our Facebook page.
At Belgroves, celebrating life is our commitment with integrity, compassion, and dignity for your loved ones. Belgroves Funeral Home and Crematorium, serving Trinidad and Tobago for over a century.
Take some time for yourself or spend some time with the family at Sandy Point Village Hotel. Enjoy our various studio and suite apartments, self-contained with their own kitchenettes and Wi-Fi. We also have our famous 100-foot swimming pool and our beachfront restaurant, the Steak and Lobster Grill. And our location in Crown Point puts us near the center of activity, from the nylon pool to the local nightlife. Call us and make your reservations at 639-8533, 389-2378, or email us at sandypointvillagehotel@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the program. Let's just tell you some news that was in the papers yesterday. The headline in the Express: murder toll 600 plus. The government is accused of hiding the figure. Opposition MP Dinesh Rambali is contending that Trinidad and Tobago's murder toll has already surpassed 600. At a news conference at the opposition leader's office in Port of Spain, Mr. Rambali and former UNC Senator Sean Sobers reiterated the call for the National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines to vacate the post. A call was also made for Prime Minister Dr. Rowley, who heads the National Security Council, to break his silence on the crime scourge plaguing the land where innocent children are being gunned down as gunmen reign free. Pointing out that there are disparities with respect to the annual murder toll reported, Mr. Rambali noted the Express newspaper murder toll as of December 22nd, 588, whilst the Guardian newspaper reported the murder toll at 591. The Express murder toll is the official murder toll reported by police daily, and the newspaper also checks it against the latest murders as they occur. Mr. Rambali added that the online reports from social media Facebook page DJ Sheriff News reported the figure as 595. Contacted yesterday, that DJ Sherwood News stood by the figure, saying evidence will be published next week to support it. Mr. Rambali said the murder toll, if tallied based on police provided statistics, has surpassed 600, as the police service homicide toll has been tailored so as to exclude unidentified victims. Mr. Rambali is with us now. Good to see you, sir.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning to your viewers and listeners. My pleasure to be on your program, notwithstanding that we are treating with a very morbid topic, a topic of critical concern, and something that in this festive season we would rather talk about, parang and, probably, which parties we are accustomed going to and what's upcoming for the weekend. But unfortunately, the state of affairs and the state of play at this point in time is not one which is a very nice issue to deal with.
Right.
I stand, Andy, by my comment, and I'm glad that you read it, from the daily newspapers published yesterday. On Wednesday, of course, the United National Congress, the opposition government in waiting, would have held its midweek press conference. And yes, I did make that statement, and I stay strong by that statement, namely that the homicide toll is being tailored so as to exclude unidentified victims. And I maintain that this is disingenuous, to say the least. And it is very simple. It is a common sense position, Andy. If a man is gunned down in broad daylight, which is happening every day in this country, in the full glare of passers-by, what is the logic in refusing to declare such a person as having been murdered simply because they are unidentified, simply because you don't know their name? It is a standard practice to call them John Doe. And what you have is a situation where there are possibly over 20 cases which are not yet confirmed. These are 20 or more bodies, some of them bearing obvious gashes to the back of their heads. And what you have is Acting Commissioner Jacobs and the top rank of the hierarchy of the police service. They are not counting these bodies. And this is where I'm saying that it is a situation where you have obvious instances of homicide, but these are not being counted so as to suppress. It is an attempt to suppress the number of murders which are in fact taking place during this latter part.
That is an interesting kind of approach to the policy position. But the question is, why you blame the government for it? If the police are owning up to it, saying this is what, for whatever reason, that's their prerogative, whether it's a prerogative or not, it should be. But the police taking responsibility for doing that. Why do you blame the government?
Well, and it's not so much of blaming the government. If you are the government and you are the one who is in charge of law enforcement, and we are talking about the safety and security of your citizenry. If you are a government that holds strong to principles of good governance, one would expect that if any entity in our democracy, in our country, is interested in ensuring that our citizens are safe and wanting to know whether or not the crime is increasing, whether the increase in crimes is something that is out of control, I would think that the government of all persons, of all entities, would want to know that this is correct. Why would you have the National Security Council, that entity that is charged with ensuring safety and security of the citizens, not wanting to get a handle, at least in the first instance, on the number of murders that are actually taking place? It is unknown in any part of the world that you'll have a government governing the society, having been voted there by the citizenry to ensure, amongst other things, the safety and security of the citizenry. But you are not bothered as to whether or not the murder toll is actually 588, whether it is 591, and whether it is in excess of 600. I mean, this is really ludicrous.
And you're saying that somebody who needs to be is not bothered because there's this issue unresolved as to the police saying, well, and you say it's about 20 people who have been killed but have not been identified, and the police say, well, we can't put that down. I mean, it's weird when you think about it, but the question is, what would you do? Let's say you were the Minister of National Security. You would command the police to give us this number, and we will include it in the number of people who have been killed.
Yes, and not, if I was the Minister of National Security, number one, the numbers would not be this high. But number two, be that as it may, we are talking about the instant situation. Minister Hines ought to come clear with the country. The head of the National Security Council, which is none other than the Prime Minister himself, Dr. Keith Rowley, he has to come clear with the country and indicate that, look, this is the situation we are facing right now. We have already crossed the record high of murders for, ever, and this is in 2022. And, notwithstanding that we have steps being implemented, this is what it is now. We are at 591, but I want to let you know that 591, there are other, cases of murders, and tell us exactly, deceased bodies, and tell us what are the statistics, what is the true output that we are dealing with, and don't stop there. Go further to say that, look, reassure the nation. Well, I suppose at this point in time, Andy, there is no question of reassuring the nation any further. Hence the reason why you are not hearing from the Prime Minister and Minister Hines on these matters. What you instead have is Minister Hines conjuring some self-concocted statistics to talk about 50% of the population, 70% of the population wants him to feel, and that comprises 50% of UNC and 20% of criminal elements. And I mean, Andy, we are in dire need of serious leadership.
The Prime Minister is on record as saying that he's not moving him.
Yes, and the Prime Minister is on record, and at the time when he was on record was not where we are now.
That was a couple of weeks ago.
It was at the time where we were nearing, or we had just surpassed the record high. Not prepared to move him, but since then, Andy, since that time, what you have had, which would have been the beginning of December, what you have had is, if I may use the phrase, an extrapolated, graph of these increase in murders.
So there's been a spike on the spike, it seems, that the rate of killings certainly appears to be multiplying.
And yes, and that rate now, what you're talking about is, it was 1 point something in terms of amount of murders per day. It went up to almost 2, there were varying periods, but it seems as though we now have an instance of where it may be nearing 3 persons per day, and that really, to go out of 2022 with these kind of statistics, and you are starting 2023, Dr. Randy Sipasad of UE, criminologist, had forecasted. I want to say that, Andy, as we discuss this topic, there is no glee. I assure people there is no glee in my voice there is no satisfaction in my voice to be discussing this matter, but it is a serious matter, and I am not happy about the statistics.
Right, but you said that if you were the Minister of National Security, that we would not be facing this. How can you be confident about that? What would you have done that would have made a difference in somebody's decision to kill somebody else?
Well, number one, and when I say me, I mean other than Minister Hines. I don't mean personally. I have no political ambition or otherwise to be Minister of National Security. The point is that the starting point for any person holding that position must have a fundamental ideology that it is in fact their job to pay attention to the safety and security of citizens, and to make sure it is in fact your job to make sure that citizens feel safe in this country. It is your job to instill some kind of fear into the criminal elements, that if you do the crime, you are going to do the time. There are different methods by which you can do that, but you must have and hold, a fundamental view and ideology that this is in fact in your street. It is within your purview. So that is number one. Minister Hines has traditionally adopted an attitude that, and his own view, that this does not concern him. His job as minister and the role of the National Security Council is one of, in their subjective view, handing over monies, allocating monies to the different arms of security, of law enforcement, and giving them the tools and the equipment that they need. And that's it. You put a full stop at that point, and you back off and leave it and let everything run how it has to run. That could never be the function and role of a government. If you are prioritizing some of the largest chunks of the national budget towards national security, you have a responsibility to ensure that when you allocate the funds, that the funds are being employed and utilized in a strategic matter by the different arms of law enforcement.
And that's not the case. I want to introduce the discussion about the person who is reported in this story as DJ Sheriff News. Do you know what that is? Because that agency, if you want to call it that, they have another figure, whereas the Guardian is at 591, the Express is at 588. This source, DJ Sheriff News, has had a figure in the paper yesterday, 595. And this person is saying that he stood by that figure, that the evidence will be published next week to support it. Do you know what is the source of this, DJ Sheriff News?
I don't, I want to be abundantly clear that I don't know the source of the DJ Sheriff News. And in the press conference that we held earlier this week, what I did indicate is that it is, however, a reliable online source, because when you have murders taking place throughout the country, different parts of the country, sometimes when you want to know whether there's veracity of a WhatsApp comment that is shared with you that, look, somebody has been gunned down, you go to this page and what you find is not necessarily what you are seeing in the public domain. You actually get the details of the homicide. And this is even before the police, has released anything that is to be published in the print media the day after. So I have found, in that context, I have found that the DJ Sheriff News has been accurate. I have not encountered an instance where they have been, basically putting out information prematurely. So whosoever this online news is, I assume what they do is they source the information. They may have their contacts within the police service as well. And what they do is once they verify the information, they put it out there because the information is 99.999% accurate in terms of the nature of the homicide, who in fact has been gunned down, and the number, what murder toll it has been. And so this has been so. I mean, recently, I attended the McFarlane's Christmas show.
Yes.
Recently, and while sitting there, you can imagine as an MP, you're sitting in the show, you're not allowed to have your phone on. The most you can do is on the silent mode, look at WhatsApp messages. When I received the message that, look, there has been a shooting outside in Sun Plaza outside of Starbucks, and somebody was gone down. I started, I became panicked. And what I had to do was to go to the media sources, and this online DJ Sheriff News did indicate that it was in fact true. Having confirmed it there, you would then see, Andy, I'm not casting any aspersions on anybody, and the media is there, it has a role to perform. The fact of the matter, though, is that the media does not always come up with the information simultaneously or contemporaneous enough with the actual murder. So what I did was, and I'm being very frank, I went to this and I saw that this was in fact so. And then within some minutes, whilst I was looking to put out my statement, as I'm expected to do as a member of parliament, my concern, expressing concerns, what I saw was then I saw another established media house putting out their online news to indicate that such was the case. However, the online media news, and it was in fact CNC3, I will call it, because there's no reason to hide which media house it was.
Yeah.
The details in that report was not as detailed as the DJ Sheriff News. And then shortly thereafter, you started to see videos, somebody having acquired the CCTV or whatever footage it was. It may have been one of the businesses' footage of what took place that started to circulate. And so I use that as an example to show that there is no reason to doubt the statistics of this online source. So if I was the Minister of National Security, these said questions that you are asking, Andy, are questions which I would ensure that, look, I understand that there is an online source that, publishes these statistics. I want to know that if they are going to be putting out this kind of information in the public domain, that they do not instill unnecessary fear. They do not instill panic in any part of the society.
All right. Well, the major point, though, is that come what may, we're going to end the year over 600. And what is the reckoning that will have to be made about that?
Well, I made a statement earlier this week, and I repeat it, that to begin to treat and to curb crime in the society, we must first have the resignation of Minister Hines. You cannot, he has been tried, he has been tested, and he has been proven to be a failure when it comes to treating with crime. And so the beginning has to be to the removal of Minister Hines. I can, by extension, the National Security Council, I also made the point that we have gone long past calling for Minister Hines' resignation, but yet here we are at the end of the year, having a high, which we are going, past the 600. We are past the 600 mark, and therefore, where do we go from here? Right. Andy, just quickly, I will tell you that there's indignation over our insecurity. This is growing rapidly, and I think that the society, they are rightly horrified under this Prime Minister and this incompetent Minister of National Security.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there.
I think that is where we are.
We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much, Mr. Ramberly.
Thank you, Andy, and I wish all the best to you and your viewers and listeners.
Thank you very much. Same to you. We will take a break, and when we come back, things Christmas as we continue the program on this edition. Stay with us.
Better Value Limited has been making gift giving easier and more affordable for over 26 years. Power tools, indoor, outdoor furniture and accessories, mini appliances, designer fragrances, houseware and home decor products, and all your bridal registry items. Now in stock, our stylish loft bed and study desk combo unit for just $16.50. Better Value Limited. Call 235-3709 or visit us at Princestown or Gulview, or check our Facebook page.
It's the season to be jolly. That brings a smile. That lasts a lifetime from Simon's Musical Supplies. We have drums of all kinds. Quattro, marimba, guitar, trumpet, clarinets, and flutes. At Simon's, we have it all for you. a violin, a mandolin, steel pan, a piano, or simply a music stand. Music books and everything for a band. Simon's Musical Supplies.
Come, visit our new location, 24th Street, Port of Spain, or call 625-6412.
Music countries, all come
Take your list from A to Z, find it all easily. Everyone comes from far and near to the Specialist Hardware.
Get all you need for your interior or exterior projects, from finishing accessories to small or large tools. We're known for our range of doors, flooring, moldings, medallions, even fountain pumps and tanks. Check us out. We have what you need to get that job done.
Your list from A to Z, find it all easily. Everyone comes from far and near to the Specialist Hardware.
Oceans Industrial Complex, Union Road, Marbella.
Your Christmas is safe with us at BCU. Police Credit Union. Police Credit Union. Your Christmas is safe with us at BCU. Police Credit Union. BCU. Police Credit Union.
Get an easy zero-interest Christmas loan at Police Credit Union today. Borrow up to $25,000 with affordable monthly payments. New members, you get up to $10,000. No interest, no installments until January. Apply online at www.policecreditunion.com. Loan subject to credit approval.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
The best laptops and tablets are at dbesttoys.com. Get a Gateway 14.1-inch Ultra Slim notebook or an HP 14-inch laptop at the best prices in TNT. Get the Fire 7 tablet for $474. You can also shop the latest Amazon Fire Sticks. Call now at 32-DBEST to order or visit us in-store at Forces Flagship MacBean. Shop online now at dbesttoys.com. Free delivery available throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Cash or links on delivery.
Is it politics? What is it? Is it that nobody cares about sports?
The kind of support that sport used to get in the past is no longer here.
The thing is, taking a knee doesn't mean that that's the only thing you're doing on it.
Right.
Taking a knee along with other stuff.
Samantha, what are you looking forward to when you return home to Trinidad and Tobago after winning the title?
Thank you very much for speaking it into existence.
Is it no pressure on Nicholas Ball?
It makes me more motivated to work hard and to go out there and rep the red, white and black.
Why are we sending a team to the Winter Olympics?
There are a number of Trinbagonians who are in the diaspora and have grown up in winter sport. It's an opportunity that the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee will not close the door on.
I also believe in the players that we have. Once you can motivate the players, you can get the best out of them.
The issue, the continued rise in the price of flour and its impact on the cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago. How should we go about it? I want to ask you what has been revealed to you about the state of vulnerability in the country because of this exercise and because of what we're going through. Is the government losing the war on the vaccine front?
The discussion should revolve around the common good for the greatest number of people in Trinidad and Tobago.
How do we inculcate a sense of respect and regard for people who may not be of your own political ilk or persuasion?
The communities are now being used by political opportunists. So
when the tables are turned, it's the same way. Okay, this has been 10 questions. I'm Andy Johnson, and we'll see you next time.
Making your home a work of art.
Step into our spacious place of creative ideas for your home space. Our floor and wall tiles and natural stone is ideal for any use you need in your home. Toilet, bathroom sets and vanities lend design to your creativity, while jacuzzis and shower enclosures create the mood for dwelling on life's pleasures. Lamps and lighting fixtures add ambience and memorable pictures.
Wholesale lights, tiles and bars, making your home a work of art.
Oceans Industrial Complex, Union Road, Marabella.
Welcome back to the program. We said at the start it was going to be an edition with a difference. It is Christmas season, therefore the rest of the program is dedicated to that, and we want to begin that with our presentation here by this performer. Her name is Shanisa Cellier. She's known as Nisa. I will say no more at this point. Let's get it going. Nisa.
People making lists, buying special gifts, taking time to be kind to one and all. It's that time of year when good friends are near, and you wish you could give more than just presents from a store. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? Even the man who has everything would be so happy if you would bring him love on Christmas Day. No greater gift is there than love. People you don't know, smiling night, hello, everywhere. There's the air of Christmas joy. Woo. It's that time of year when the world's sincere, and you try to find a way to show the things that words can't say. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? Even the man who has everything would be so happy if you would bring him love on Christmas Day. No greater gift is there than love. Yes, the world needs your love. Yes, the world needs your love. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? The man in the street and the couple upstairs all need to know there's someone who cares. Give love on Christmas Day. No greater gift is there than love. Yes, the world needs your love. Yes, the world needs your love. Why don't you give love on Christmas Day? Every little kid that's on Santa's knee has room for more love underneath his tree. Give love on Christmas Day. No greater gift is there than love. No greater gift is there than love. Your love, your love.
Wow.
Do you remember me? I sat upon your knee and wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now. Can you still help somehow? I'm not a child, but my heart still can dream. Yes. So here's my lifelong list, my grown-up Christmas wish. Not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, that wars will never start, and time will heal our hearts. Every man will have a friend, that right will always win, and love will never end. This is my grown-up Christmas wish. Ooh, may kindness rule our lives, not just the strong survive. Sweet tears for all the 1,000 years gone by. This is the world I pray we will all share someday. Help me begin by reaching out my hand. No more torn apart, then wars will never start, and time will heal our hearts. Every man will have a friend, but right will always win, and love will never end. This is my grown-up Christmas wish. What is this illusion called? The innocence of youth. Maybe only in the blind belief can we ever find the truth. Ooh, no more torn apart, then wars will never start, and time will heal our hearts. Every man will have a friend, that right will always win, and love will never end. This is my grown-up Christmas wish. This is my prayer. I hope you hear. This is Merry Christmas.
We'll be back in a moment with Nisa. Stay with us.
inspire, motivate, encourage, hope. It's about topical issues. It's about everything that you would want to know about hope, about life. At the end, you're going to say, yes, if he can do it, I can do it too. If she can, I can do it too.
No matter what they say, living in victory every day.
Nicole Lawson Live, living in victory every day. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. and Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. on WESN.
What's the best way to grab the attention of viewers? Please exercise more patience. You have to be kidding me.
Doing what we do best. I'll say at the very least it's a conspiracy of laziness against the people.
Join me, Keaton Shaw.
And me, Sean Michael Small, for Talking Point.
Weekdays from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
We go in-depth on the trending issues and engage the most controversial newsmakers
as we get them to account to the people for their actions.
You can't go to the government with nothing. You can't go to cabinet with an empty hand, with a wish.
I'm glad that we're having this a sober, mature discussion.
In the present situation, I expect a continuation of the chaos.
Join us for the discussion, Mondays to Fridays,
only on WESN,
the content capital.
I am Rondell Donowa, attorney at law and host of Strictly Legal on WESN Content Capital. Strictly Legal is a legal program geared towards informing you, the public, of your legal rights, responsibilities, and remedies. So be viewing Thursdays 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
Is it politics? What is it? Is it that nobody cares about sports?
The kind of support that sport used to get in the past is no longer here.
The thing is, taking a knee doesn't mean that that's the only thing you're doing now, Andy.
Right.
Taking a knee along with other stuff.
Samantha, what are you looking forward to when you return home to Trinidad and Tobago after winning the title?
Thank you very much for speaking it into existence.
Is there no pressure on Nicholas Paul?
It makes me more motivated to work hard and to go out there and rep the white and black.
Why are we sending a team to the Winter Olympics?
There are a number of Trinbagonians who are in the diaspora and have grown up in winter sport. It's an opportunity that the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee will not close the door on.
I also believe in the players that we have. Once you can motivate the players, you can get the best out of them.
The issue, the continued rise in the price of flour and its impact on the cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago. How should we go about it? I want to ask you, what has been revealed to you about the state of vulnerability in the country because of this exercise and because of what we're going through? Is the government losing the war on the vaccine front?
The discussion should revolve around the common good for the greatest number of people in Trinidad and Tobago.
How do we inculcate a sense of respect and regard for people who may not be of your own political ilk or persuasion?
The communities are now being used by political opportunists. So
when the tables are turned, it's the same way. Okay, this has been 10 Questions. I'm Andy Johnson, and we'll see you next time. All right, welcome back to the program. Well, let me start by saying, there's this Parang song that talks about we taking one drink and go. So we've had 2 tastes of Nisa. My understanding is that we're going to get a third shot as you go out. So let's see, in the time between there, let's talk about, who's Nisa?
Who is Nisa? That is such a broad question.
Yeah.
I want to start by saying in this season that Nisa is human. I think sometimes we forget that we are human. So I'm human. I'm a musician, artist, mom, sister, friend, neighbor.
Can you play music?
I can play a couple songs on the keyboard, but I function. I'm also an author.
Okay.
I sometimes forget that. But yeah, I am mainly a recording artist.
So you're multi-talented and so on. We're talking about Christmas and so on. Is this a good time for you? Is it, in terms of...
That's been wavy.
Yeah.
Everything is a story. As a child, you love it. When you get older, you wonder what's happening. Why am I cleaning all of these things? Then when you have a chance to understand it, then you can enjoy it. And I feel like within the last 5 years only, I really started to kind of not overly look forward to it, but I could appreciate the aspects of Christmas that make us enjoy it. Family, food. I'm a Christian, so I believe in the birth of Jesus Christ and what it meant. So Christmas is a good time, man, and you could rest too. You know, people just get day off and things.
Yeah, in between all of that.
Yes.
All of that. So it's a significant time of
Yeah,
the
man,
year.
yeah. Definitely mark it down on your calendar kind of time.
Yeah. So, I mean, so you where do you perform and so on and things like that? How do people get to know who you are?
How do you get to know?
As a performer?
All right. Well, first of all, we have the logistics of social media. So you could follow me on NISA, that's NISA, on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube if you just use that.
Yeah.
Just NISA, you find my music there. I'm doing this, I do the circuit. I do some churches. We put on our own events as well, you know. So if you stay tuned to the page, you'll get a pretty good insight as to where you can find me. But I write here in Trinidad, I know.
Yeah.
I write here, trying to get out there a little bit as well, you know. Want to expand.
What does out there mean? You mean like touring and so on?
I would love to be able to share the gift outside of my country, you know.
Yeah.
I'm 41 and I've been sharing it in one space. So it would be awesome to be able to...
Well, you just said something there that is unique in terms of the fact that my understanding of women is that one thing a woman never says is her age, and you say that.
Really?
So that, I say that's for me, that's a positive. You know, it means that you're not people overly self-conscious.
One of my flaws is probably that I share too much. So I've heard, but you're not supposed to be ashamed of who you are. The aspects of who you are make you you.
Yeah.
So I'm 41. I'm so glad I'm 41. I'm not 26.
Fabulous one.
Yeah, man. 41 is good, and I was told I don't look it.
But as I'm saying, fabulous.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm not ashamed.
But to the extent that I've been speaking with the creatives over this period of time, the question always is how did you sort of navigate this period we had over the last 2 years and so as a performer, as a creative and so on? What was your story?
Of course, we all felt it. As a performer, the stages were taken away. And for me, my husband usually says if she don't get to sing, she will die. And it's the truth. Death is not only when you're in the ground. There are aspects of life that, you lose. There's nothing, seeds are not being watered and death happens. So for me, I experienced that type of death during the COVID. But my husband is very lucrative. So we have a growing social media platform on JD's Vlog. And follow JD's Vlog. And we create our own platforms. JD's Vlog. Yeah, so during that time, we have put on quite a few shows. We were like, listen, let's do something. Outside of giving back, it's also air for us. So we were able to do something.
Unfortunately, time is against us for the discussion. You need to take a break so that you can do something before you go. You can do a repeat before you go. So we will take a break. We'll be coming back with Nisa. Stay with us.
Every day, we communicate through stories. Stories of ourselves, our challenges, our goals, our experiences, and our aspirations. Storytelling is an art that we have mastered. WESN Film Studios comprises a collaborative team of experts with extensive industry experience locally, regionally, and internationally. ability of your business to successfully communicate with your preferred audience depends on the strength of the stories you tell. Your vision should be communicated in a high-quality, professional, and creative way. From concept to post-production, advertising to film, multi-camera productions, live events, streaming, and virtual conferencing, we are WESN Film Studio. Let your own unique voice be heard and your vision realized. Call us today at 628-5835 for your next production.
Welcome back, and it's just for me to say that we're taking you out in this hour with another performance from this fantastic lady, Nisa.
Okay, so that was the wrong song. And this is live TV, so I guess this is what happens. Let's see how quickly they could get the correct song, if at all. This has never happened before, but we're going to see if we can get it right. Don't turn the station, just bear with us while we wait for the music to start.
So what do you, like performance, what are some of you have performances coming up?
Oh yeah, next year, God Spare Life. If I can say it, I have my first jazz gig I'm opening for one of the bigger jazz shows in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm very excited about that.
When is that?
I'm trying to not sell it though, because
okay.
They didn't do flyers and stuff as yet. So, but we can look forward to that. So when I say jazz, just think about what's happening in our country, jazz-wise, and then I have my own show that I'm trying to put together.
All right.
As well.
So let's see if we can go with, take us out in this hour.
All right, so this is an original song, and I hope you enjoy it. It's called Make Me Over. I remember when you took my heart, you took my flaws, and you made me over. I remember when you gave me hope. I had nothing at all, but you made me over. Please don't ever leave my side. We are perfect, you and I. Make me over. Don't leave. Father, always be my guide. Don't ever leave my side. Make me over. Over. You make me 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 over. I think we're gonna stop.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Here is your WESN News on the Hour. I am Denise Martin. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Murder 597 as man gunned down in Tunapuna. Commissioner of Prisons calls for heavier penalties for offending officers. Woman suspected to have drowned at Quinam Beach. And internationally, over 1,700 flights cancelled amid U.S. snowstorm. Now for the details. Police are investigating yet another murder, this time in Tunapuna. 22-year-old Justin Glasgow of Tunapuna was shot and killed around 11:30 on Thursday morning at the Tunapuna Cemetery. Glasgow was shot at the same place where two brothers were shot dead some weeks ago. The murder toll now stands at 597 for the year thus far. Commissioner of Prisons Deoprasad Ramutar says trafficking within the prison remains a major issue. This after a prison officer was held just Wednesday with contraband on prison grounds.
We have to fight not only the crooked officer, his actions, his behavior, but there are stakeholders, fishing for the right word, and there are stakeholders who are supposed to be supporting us in getting these crooked officers and preventing them from doing what they have to do, and they should be behind bars.
He suggested that the penalty for such offences need to be revised.
The officer was eventually he was charged yesterday, and he received bail at $15,000 cash bail. Red-handed, he was caught red-handed with drugs in his vehicle, section out parcel for distribution. And you want to tell me that he's out back there by just paying $15,000 cash bail like a bond?
A mother of 7 is suspected to have drowned after her body was found floating at Quinam Beach on Thursday. Reports say 37-year-old Sandy Mohammed of Shagwanas made the trip to the beach with her boyfriend when they entered the water around 7 p.m. He said he went to the deeper part of the beach for a swim, but upon return found her floating on the surface of the water. A post-mortem is pending to determine the cause of death. On to international news now. More than 1,700 flights have been cancelled across the United States as severe winter weather threatens holiday travel. As of Thursday morning, 1,759 flights have been cancelled nationwide. More than 800 U.S. flights have already been cancelled for Friday. Chicago's O'Hare International Airport leads the way, followed by Denver International and Chicago's Midway International. Well, that was your News to the Hour on WESN. I am Denise Martin. Thanks for watching.
Better Value Limited has been making gift giving easier and more affordable for over 26 years. Power tools, indoor, outdoor furniture and accessories, mini appliances, designer fragrances, houseware and home decor products, and all your bridal registry items. Now in stock, our stylish loft bed and study desk combo unit for just $16.50. Better Value Limited. Call 235-3709 or visit us at Princestown or Gulfview, or check our Facebook page.
Making your home a work of art. Step into our spacious place of creative ideas for your home space. Our floor and wall tiles and natural stone is ideal for any use you need in your home. Toilet, bathroom sets and vanities lend design to your creativity, while jacuzzis and shower enclosures create the mood for dwelling on life's pleasures. Lamps and lighting fixtures add ambience and memorable pictures. Making your home a work of art. Olsen's Industrial Complex, Union Road, Marabella.
Is it politics? What is it that nobody cares about sports?
The kind of support that sport used to get in the past is no longer here.
The thing is, taking a knee doesn't mean that that's the only thing you're doing now.
Right.
Taking a knee along with other stuff.
Samantha, what are you looking forward to when you return home to Trinidad and Tobago after winning the title?
Thank you very much for speaking it into existence.
Is it no pressure on Nicholas Ball?
It makes me more motivated to work hard and to go out there and rep the red, white and black.
Why are we sending a team to the Winter Olympics?
There are a number of Trinbagonians who are in the diaspora and have grown up in winter sport. It's an opportunity that the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee will not close the door on.
I also believe in the players that we have. Once you can motivate the players, you can get the best out of them.
Take some time for yourself or spend some time with the family at Sandy Point Village Hotel. Enjoy our various studio and suite apartments, self-contained with their own kitchenettes and Wi-Fi. We also have our famous 100-foot swimming pool and our beachfront restaurant, The Steak and Lobster Grill. And our location in Crown Point puts us near the center of activity from the nylon pool to the local nightlife. Call us and make your reservations at 639-8533, 389-2378 or email us at sandypointvillagehotel@gmail.com.
Mañana yo me voy de madruga, muchachos a no vas. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, me mandó a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, me mandó a llamar. Canta Río Manzanares, perro déjame pasar, pero mi mamá enferma, pero yo quiero mirar. Ay, mi amigo, pero qué será, Robertita y mamá, pero qué será. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, me mandó a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, me mandó a llamar. Manzana de mi tierra, permisión que me pido para bañar en su corriente. Todos mis amigos, manzana de mi tierra, permisión que me pido para bañar en su corriente. Todos mis amigos. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, me mandó a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, me mandó a llamar. Robertita y mamá, pero yo quiero mirar. Si en casa contra muerte, pero te voy a enterrar. Ay, mi amigo, pero te voy a enterrar. Si en casa contra muerte, pero te voy a enterrar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, me mandó a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, me mandó a llamar. No lloren a mis amigos, amigos no lloren que me da pena, que uno cuando se me pillera prisionero entre cadenas. No lloren a mis amigos, no lloren que me da pena, que uno cuando se me pillera prisionero entre cadenas. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, que me voy a amar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, que me voy a amar. Manzanares, te me quiero, perro, te voy a enterrar, pero cuando yo le busco, no más besos, ay, ay. Ay, mi amigo, no más besos, ay, ay. Perro, cuando yo le busco, no más besos, ay, ay. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, me mató a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, otra vez, me mató a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, me mató a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma, me mató a llamar.
Welcome back. So we have two members of that group. That's the San Rafael Authentic Parang Association band. We have two members of that group. With us now, live, Mr. Christian Elliott and Ms. Digicel Charles. Good to see both of you.
Good to be here.
All right. One of the things I noticed there is the sort of age of the performers there. Talk with us a little bit about the tradition of parang in San Rafael and for and about San Rafael, such that you have youngsters on the stage like that now. You start.
Yeah, no problem. Well, that is actually one of the unique things about parang in San Rafael. San Rafael traditionally is a very parang-oriented community. Parang forms a very integral part of the community of San Rafael. And interestingly enough, now when they do the house parang tradition, it's young people that you see. Now the group that you saw on in the video there is a good means of explaining how the youth or the showcase band for the association came about. So the La Nueva Experiencia is really the name of the youth group that is the showcase band for the association. That group came out of St. Augustine Girls High School. So actually the three female vocalists that you saw forming the front line, all three are past students of St. Augustine, yes, from SAGS. The boys to the back came from different schools. Christian was one of those boys from the back as well. Went to school in the West. Some boys from Fatima College, from CIC. And it is through the schools, really, that the youngsters got involved in parang. Later on, San Rafael Authentic Parang Association's president, that's Mr. Bobby Solozano Luces, he visited the school, loved the work that he saw going on with the parang in the school, loved the fact that the young people showed a genuine interest in the authentic parang tradition, which he represented as the president of the association, and kind of adopted us in that way. And as a result, you have now the senior members from the association coming from San Rafael who have now mentored the younger people. And as a result of that whole process, you have now the group able to parang like that as we saw in the video. Right, so I
want to get to this point. You said you live in Bagpaw, Mr. Elliott. You live in St. Anne's, but you will have a sort of commitment to, I suppose we call it the tradition of authentic parang, and so you will identify with that in the community of San Rafael.
Yeah. Well, I got into it through the showcase band, as you said, La Nueva Experiencia, and I just started paranging in San Rafael one year because they had a house parang, going house to house on, I think it was Christmas night actually. I had went out and I had really loved it, and I really loved the authentic parang, and that's how I ended up in the San Rafael Authentic Parang Association. And I think that that's how a lot of the members who are from all over end up there. They have some prior exposure to the parang, they like more of the authentic side of it. They might come up to San Rafael once or twice for a house parang or a little event that we have, like the event we have on Christmas night, and they love it, they end up joining.
Yeah, so Christmas night, talk about what transpires.
Right, so Christmas night, traditionally, house parang would begin in San Rafael either Christmas Eve or Christmas night. So we are taking the opportunity to kind of trademark the house parang tradition in San Rafael. So on Christmas night, from 7 p.m., we're going to be starting at the church with the ringing of the bell. And we're also going to have a lay minister bless the entire event. From there, we'll be going, as is tradition, house to house, from the church up to Arena Junction. When we get to Arena Junction, there's going to be, a little informal Christmas line. It's going to be the culmination of the house parang event, where we're going to have probably, different groups paranging. We're going to have Christmas carols. We're going to have some refreshments. We're going to have toys for children, treats as well for the public and for the children. And that will all take place at Arena Junction. And that's going to kind of bring the event to a little bit of a close after the house parang. So it's, it's supposed to be a lot of fun. It's a way that we are, yes, it's a lot of fun. But what makes this different this year is, it's just going to be a little bit more of an event, because we want to indicate to the wider community, look at what happens in the community of San Rafael, look at what community really is about. This is how people are supposed to live within their communities. This is about, spreading love, spreading the joy of the season, remembering the true meaning of the season, which is really to celebrate the nativity, and everything that goes along with that. The holiness of the season, the sanctity of the time, the peace, the love, and the joy that really belongs within communities, and that we would really like to spread throughout the country and internationally as well.
Right.
So,
and there's something that about this season that should last throughout the year. They will talk about that and
exactly.
so on. How many homes you'll go to?
Well, on Christmas night, in an effort to keep it sort of brief so it could be more appealing to the general public, we're only going to be doing about 4 or 5 homes for the formal part of it. But usually when it's just a band going house paranging, we might hit 20 homes for the night, maybe more. And we just keep going, just house to house to house. If anybody have a friend in the area they want to parang, we go parang. So.
Yeah, I was saying off the air that I come from a village where that used to be the case. Sit down in Palo Secure, my village, except in Los Bajos, right? That's just the name of it tells you something about that. And I growing up, I used to watch the state of people's faces when the parang is getting close to their home. And in some cases, there were people who, during the year, you're not necessarily there with the community, but if the parang bypasses their home, they are devastated. Yes. And that's the kind of thing. So people look with anticipation. Yeah. So you can't dare pass this house and not come in.
Exactly. I mean, it's a contagious thing. It's something that spreads, very easily. We've had instances where, on going to a house, we have to stop at 2, 3 homes because you have people coming outside, come by me, come by me. People who have been inside for the entire year, people on wheelchairs, people who have not been given the opportunity to come outside all year. They come out for parang, and you see a smile, and you see a clap, and you see dancing, and it's just people know that they can expect a little piece of happiness, a little piece of joy, a little bit of the merriment of the season that they may not have gotten all year through. They'll get it at Christmas time when a house parang band comes.
What is the importance of stressing the authenticity of what you'll do? So this is the authentic parang organization.
Well, the authentic parang has to do with celebrating Jesus, the birth of Jesus Christ, for Christmas parang at least. So the songs always, they have an order, and it tells the story of the birth. So you have the Annunciación, which is when the angel Gabriel comes to Mary and tells her, you're going to have the Son of God. And you have the Nacimiento, which is the actual story of the Nativity, the birth of Jesus. Of course, you can have other songs in there. There's some Aguinaldo. Yes, that's an Aguinaldo, the story of the Nativity. It's just a different take on it from the Nacimiento, but they're very similar, the two songs. There's other traditional songs that you can sing in there, you know, your manzanares and stuff. But the real spirit of the parang is about the birth of Jesus.
Yeah. Again, I want to, you know, this share my own some of distress about it. So I tell you where I'm from, which is very close to. So you have Santa Flora, Los Bajo, Palo Seco, Los Charo, Rancho Quemado, even right now. Right? Yeah. That's my territory. Yeah. So I leave there and come to live in Arima. And I live within walking distance from what used to be the office of the Parang Association, which has not opened in years. And that is distressing for a lot of people. So you have a sense of sort of despondency about the state of sort of the art form.
Well, we are encouraged by the fact, of course, that we have so many young people. I mean, that tells a lot about the future of the art form. What we also have as part of our mission is to change the perception of parang, because there is a perception of what parang is, and that's why I believe you asked the question about the authenticity, right? Because when people hear parang, they think automatically generative soca parang. Exactly. And exactly, or parang soca. And that is not what the authentic parang is about. It's not at all where the tradition came from. So the authenticity of it, yes, is of the utmost importance. And it really is, you know, to ensure that people understand what parang really is and what it's supposed to be about, you know, and that's really what we are trying to accomplish in everything that we do when it comes to parang. And, you know, the young people, once the young people get it, I think, you know, it's safe to say that it's in safe hands for the future.
It will be passed on.
Yes.
Yeah. But the idea that, you know, so you used to have over the years, you know, I pay a tribute to the man known as, used to be Leo de Leon, who was a major broadcasting force in the country, and that he was among those who got the Parang Festival to be carried on the radio back decades ago, and that became a tradition. But that itself has kind of died. You know, and you get this sense that what is involved in keeping it going?
Well, for sure, keeping the parang going has a lot to do with what's going on now with the Authentic Parang Association, where you bring a lot of young people in, have them experience it, and have everybody really go on all over the country as much as possible, try to spread it to everybody, you know, spread the joy, the love that comes with parang, the community, you know.
Yeah, I think there's some more that, so let's take in some more from this group.
Mi amigo, no más besos, ay, ay, pero cuando yo le buscan, no más besos, ay, ay. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma me mandó a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma otra vez me mandó a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma me mandó a llamar. Río Manzanares, déjame pasar, que mi madre enferma me mandó a llamar.
All right, so this is a Friday, what you're doing. I mean, so this is a day before Christmas Eve, and so what's happening later and this weekend? So.
Well, right, so we're in full swing preparing for Christmas evening. We're expecting, you know, a good turnout, and we expect it to be, you know, just a really, really energetic event. So after that, of course, is going to be house parang for all of the following week, probably up to the first week in January. And, you know, it's amazing that you find the young people reserve this time as well for house parang. He's shaking his head because he knows, he understands that that's what's going to happen. They're very well aware of the fact that for the next 2 weeks, they're not going to be out partying and, you know, as they're probably accustomed doing for the rest of the year, that they will be with their parent family, because that's what it becomes. It becomes, you know, you see us more than probably your own family at home.
Yes.
And every day you're hitting about 3-4 houses, and at least until probably the first week in January. Yeah.
Right. So you'll know whether the Lewa in St. Joseph is going to happen this year. So COVID catapulted that in the last couple, decimated that in the last couple of years. Is it back? Either of you know?
The parang in St. Joseph?
St. Joseph, yeah, and Lewa, which is...
I am not aware. I have no idea. I didn't hear anything as of now. I'm hoping that they could have it this year. I know everybody's anxious to, you know, go back to how things were. So I'm hoping that we'll see Lewa there for this
reset.
Year. Yeah, hopefully.
Well, thanks to you and our expectations that you'll have a wonderful rest of the season between now and the next couple of days. Yeah. Christian Elliott and Darcel Charles. So that will do it for us on this edition of the program. We want to tell you, however, that tune in at noon on Sunday for We Christmas segment. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's our Parang segment, and at 10 o'clock in the evening, We Comedy Christmas edition. Come together with family and friends to enjoy these special edition programs here on WESN. But for now, thanks for watching. We want to thank all our guests. We wish everybody a Merry Christmas as we get ready to go into a new year. I'm Andy Johnson. Thanks for staying with us.